welcome back. This is Jim Lowenstern. So this week on my talk show, we are focusing on real estate brokers who have made a difference in different segments of the industry. So as my guests, I have Susan Piracini.
Hi.
Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. She's vice president with Group Boston Real Estate. I have Dave Stead, who works at a RE/MAX office in Worcester, Massachusetts. And Dave also is... Dave, tell us all the titles you hold with the Massachusetts Association of Realtors.
With the Massachusetts Association of Realtors, I'm the vice president of the professional development focus area this year and chair of the professional development committee. Also involved in the Forms Content Committee and Professional Standards Committees.
So how many committees is that total?
3.
That's a lot. Okay. And we have a special guest from, is it Virginia Beach or Hampton Roads, Virginia? It's Chantel Ray.
Either one, yes.
Oh, Chantel, you're coming through loud and clear. So,
I know, I'm very loud.
Okay. So, yeah, actually, we're going to start with you first, Chantel, since you're calling in. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So when did you start in the business? It wasn't up until about 5 years or so, right?
Actually, I've been in the business for 7 years.
Okay. And so you worked with a company called William E. Wood. Is that a
Correct.
large company, a small company?
It's actually a large company known here in Hampton Roads. It's the largest market share here in Hampton Roads, but people don't know it in any other state or any other area. But here in Hampton Roads, William E. Wood is the largest market share of real estate.
I'm going to help proof your current website. It's still mentioned on your website, just so you know.
Okay.
I'll give you a whole punch list of things you should look at.
Okay.
Because I spent a lot of time going over it today.
Okay.
So your advertising on your website says you're the number one broker in your market. So I guess the question is that right?
That is. I'm the number one agent in Hampton Roads. Okay.
So how is that determined? Are you doing it by numbers of sales or volume?
It's for both. We sold 815 homes last year, and I believe our volume was around $93 million.
Not bad. Not bad. So at what point did you go from working for the other company to starting your own company?
I just recently opened up Chantel Ray Real Estate just a few months ago.
Oh.
So this is a brand new venture for me to open up my own firm called Chantel Ray Real Estate.
Wow. Okay. So
and I actually am a broker, so my license is still held at William E. Wood, but it's also the majority of all my businesses run through Chantel Ray Real Estate. What I did was, if you look at my website or look at my brand, everything that I did when I was an individual agent, I made Chantel Ray so big and made the William E. Wood logo so small that you barely noticed the William E. Wood logo whenever you went to my website or my moving truck or any of our marketing. It was just the first thing that you'd notice is PAL Chantel Ray, because I knew that one day I'd want to go out on my own.
is there a William E. Wood?
Yes.
Yeah, he's still alive, right?
I think he's dead now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're branching out independently. You have your own space. You still work with them, but your brand is so big. So that's why when I saw your website, it really is accurate then. You are affiliated with them.
Yes, I am still affiliated with them.
Oh, that's quite unusual. It's not anything like I expected. I got to throw out half my questions now. So, all right. So what is, I guess a question would be, so why don't you cut the umbilical cord?
People ask me that all the time, and there's two reasons why. One, I've been with my broker for 7 years. We just have such a great relationship. We've never gotten into a fight or an argument or any kind of disagreement, and we just really complement each other, and he's getting ready to retire in about a year and a half. And the other part that's kind of confusing to understand is that my particular office is just a franchise of William E. Wood, and so he's going to be retiring and closing down this office in about a year and a half. So I told him that I would just hold my license underneath him for the next year and a half until he retires, and then
you'll absorb that office.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But I am right now looking for, we're growing so fast that I am looking for another office space. I'm going to be opening up Chantel Ray Real Estate in another area as another office.
You want to open one in Boston?
Because I'm trying to do more of the luxury market. So I'm going to be moving my secondary office that's just going to be Chantel Ray Real Estate over in the Laskin Road area, which is just a more luxurious area.
So how many William E. Wood offices are there currently?
Currently, there's probably about maybe 15.
And are they all around Virginia Beach?
Yes, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, even in North Carolina.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, is that like an ultimate goal in the back of your mind? You go, well, you know, there's 15 more offices there. They can all be Chantel Ray offices.
You know,
I mean, you're alive. You know, the William, sadly, is not.
Well, my goal has always been to be quality, not quantity. Our mission statement is to be the Ritz-Carlton of real estate, no matter the size of the real estate transaction. So for me, my number one goal is to have the best customer service, the most amazing marketing, and to just have everything done with excellence. So I never want to grow to the point where I can't achieve that. So as long as I can achieve that, I don't care how big I get, but I just never want that to be compromised.
Okay, I have other guests here. I'm just going to ask them, Susan and Dave, if you have any questions for Chantel, the mic is open. You can ask her. Go for it.
I have a question, Chantel.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How many people are on your team that helped you sell all of those houses?
815.
Yes, we had about 18 agents,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had about another 8 admin. But since then, we've just really grown in the last 2 or 3 months. I've just hired on 6 new agents, and we've hired on another 3 or 4 admins. So we're over 30 people now, but that's another thing that I was saying was that, with those 18 agents, that's who sold those 800 homes. So each agent is averaging. We had one agent sell 108 homes last year, but if you average it out, it averages to be about 45 to 50 homes per agent that they're selling, and that's what we want. We just want the creme de la creme. We don't want part-time people. Mm-hmm. We don't want people that aren't driven and aren't hungry, that are only going to sell 1 or 2 homes. That's not us. That's why I was saying we're not out for quantity.
So these agents that are working for you came to you because of your reputation, and they called you up, or you recruited them from competitors?
We've really done no recruiting as of yet, because we kind of want to be like Nordstrom's. One of the things that I heard about Nordstrom's is that they will take literally thousands of applicants, and out of thousands of applicants, they might hire 2 or 3 people, because they're the same way. They want the best people. And so we have people that come to us all the time that want to come work with us, and we actually turn them down because they either want to be part-time, or they just don't have the drive and the hunger that we want. Our number one thing that we look for in people is how hungry they are.
Mm-hmm. So you probably don't even offer high splits and stuff like that, things that other companies have to offer to entice brokers.
I can tell you what the split that I offer the people if you want to know.
Well,
it.
now that you
Am I
brought it
allowed
up,
to share
sure.
that?
Why not?
We basically, the way we do it is we offer people, we actually have an 85-15% split for agents that bring in their own lead, but we actually have two different programs they can be on. The one program is they start out on a 50-50 split, and if it's my lead or their lead, it's 50%. And then they can go all the way up to 70%, but they don't reach 70% until they've come up with $100,000 of gross income to themselves. So basically it's about $200,000 gross commission. That's when they turn into going to 70%. But it just goes up by 5%, so 50, then 55, 60, and so forth. Then we have another plan for people who are really generating a lot of their own business, which they're on an 85 or 50% split, meaning that if they bring in their own lead, they're on an 85% split. Anytime we give them a lead, it's a 50-50 split. So those are the two different plans that we have people on currently.
Okay, so leads, they're coming in obviously from signs, walk-ins, you have a storefront. They come in through
Our
the
number
internet.
one lead that comes in is the sign call from people just driving around seeing our signs. We average about 200 listings plus at any one given time. So we have a lot of signs in the area that people just drive by. The second number one lead is actually our radio ads. We do a lot of radio advertisement, and that's our second source. Then our third source would be different internet sources like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, any kind of internet ads that we run.
So your radio ad, I think your assistant sent me over a couple of them. Do you want to sing it? I was actually.
You want to play it? I'm
not going to play it, but I was actually humming it for about 5 minutes after listening to it.
Well, that's good. We do have a jingle that my slogan is, if it has to sell, call Chantel.
Yep.
And I can't sing it because I'm a terrible singer, but it basically goes, if it has to sell, call Chantel.
Yeah, with a lot of vibrato.
Yeah. It's horrible. I'm not a good singer.
It made me laugh. It made me laugh, honestly, but very memorable.
We actually have that when you call in to our phone systems. We have that jingle going. When we have the radio ads, we have that playing. And people, if any of my agents go anywhere and they say, what's your email address? And they'll say Susie@ChantelRay.com. Literally everybody will sit there and go, if it has to sell, call Chantel, and they'll start singing it. So the jingle is very, very well known.
Okay, so the sign calls, here's a question. So you have your yard signs. Is that yard sign a picture of you and what kind of dog is that? A Bichon or? Yeah,
no, it actually isn't. There is one thing that I did, and we haven't been using them lately. But one of the things that we did was we did a cutout of me, and they were very expensive. They were like $200 per sign. And we literally put these cutouts, and when you're driving by, it literally looks like I'm standing out there pointing to the house, like telling you to kind of come on in. And we put that next to our big sign, and that really caused some, people to kind of, really notice us. And we do different things like that, just completely like out of the box to kind of get attention.
Okay, so let me understand.
The problem with the signs, believe it or not, is we had a lot of teenagers stealing the signs and that sort of thing. So it just the signs.
But the public relations was probably off the charts.
We only do it for our upper end houses, in really good areas.
And those people don't mind having a picture of you on their front lawn?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, we're going to be taking a little break. Chantel, if you can hang in there just for a minute or two before we let you go. I just have a few more questions after the break, and we'll be right back with you. This is the Jim Lowenstern Talk Show on WWZN, 1510 AM, RevolutionBoston.com, and JimLowenstern.com. We'll be right back.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363-4617.
When you are searching for a new home, you want to be working with a realtor with years of experience, a professional with intimate knowledge of the communities that you are considering moving to, and someone who really wants to represent you as a buyer in what is probably the largest investment you'll ever make in your lifetime. Please visit us at castlesunlimited.com or call us anytime at 800-967-3561. Start your search anytime 24/7 at castlesunlimited.com, and a Castles Unlimited Realtor will get back to you just as fast as possible. Castles Unlimited Realtors, expert advice and quick, informative information on all the listings, not only your local market, but information on properties for sale or rent anywhere in the world. Your Castles Unlimited Realtor is always there to help you with your next move, your next purchase, your next home, or commercial property sale. CastlesUnlimited.com and 800-967-3561. Find your way home with your favorite Castles Unlimited Realtor.
Okay, welcome back. This is Jim Lowenstern. This is my radio show. I've got Chantel Ray from Chantel Ray Real Estate in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I know our signal doesn't reach down there, but Chantel, you should blog about revolutionboston.com. Actually, jimlowenstern.com. You can put that on your website, and there will be the podcast of this show. You should definitely let everyone know about it. So this vision of yours with the Ritz-Carlton and all that, I guess my questions was, would you ever consider buying into a national real estate franchise? But it sounds more like probably none of them would live up to your standards.
Yeah, the only one that I thought about doing Sotheby's, because they're really known for high-end. But the difference between us and Sotheby's is we're happy to do a $200,000 transaction.
They are too, by the way.
What?
They are very happy to do.
They are now, but that's not the image that they like to uphold. We don't care about the price of the transaction as much as we care about the level of service that we offer people. So we didn't want to be attached to we don't want to have like a snobby feel, like if you don't buy at least a $1 million home with us, that you're not.
Yeah, well
worth
then
it.
don't buy the Sotheby's franchise.
We just want people to know that the level of customer service that we give is over the top. I'm so picky about customer service, and so I want to give that to our clients.
Yeah, I think you should stay independent, honestly. So you came into the industry at possibly the worst time in history, and you've succeeded beyond most people's dreams. So what would you say, Chantel, for anyone starting off in the business, what would you say is the most important thing they need to do?
Well, one of the things I did when I started is I realized when I first came in, it was kind of that bubble where I could tell that, hey, everyone was overpaying for houses, and I knew that at some point I was reading the market and saying, okay, where are we going to be going? And I could see that we were going to be doing a lot of bank foreclosures. So right now I currently have bank accounts with about 45. I'm almost up to 50 different accounts with different banks that I sell foreclosures. And so that helps us with the listings that we have. And then every bit of money that I've received, I've put that, I took half of it and put it back into the business and put it into marketing and advertising. I currently spend about $36,000 a month on marketing and advertising, and so I'm known for that. Like, I have my degree in mathematics, but if you ask anyone, like, I overheard people, they're like, oh, Chantel's a marketing genius. I know she has her degree in marketing, which I absolutely don't, but that's what I'm known for. I'm known for marketing myself and in turn marketing people's homes to make them sell. And one of the things that we did is created systems. I literally made it so that no matter who was selling the home, we made a system that I knew worked to sell a home and created that over and over. And the analogy that I give people all the time is, if you go to the Outback Steakhouse and you order a bloomin' onion, whether you order it from this person here in Virginia Beach or if you went to Florida, the bloomin' onion is going to taste the exact same. And so that's what it is with me. When I had people who wanted to use me, I said, it doesn't matter if you use me or if you use Susie, because the systems we have in place are going to sell your home.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so someone calls your office. Probably everyone wants you to take their listing.
You know, they used to, like a few years ago, but I will say this, like now I think that we've gotten so big that people realize that I'm just running the business at this point, and that I even say on the radio ads, I basically say that. I say something to the effect, I think one of mine says that, you know, if you've ever gone to a Chinese restaurant, one cook cooks it one way, one cook cooks it another. I say no. At Chantel Ray Real Estate, we all do things the exact same way, so it doesn't matter what agent you choose. I am guaranteeing you this marketing. So if you go with another company, if you go with Prudential doesn't take on the expenses of your for your marketing. It's the individual agent that's spending the money. So they're taking money, and the agent themselves, if they're new or whatever, they don't have a lot of money to spend on marketing your home. What I say is, at Chantel Ray Real Estate, we guarantee certain things to be done on your home, and we have administrative people to make sure that that's taken care of.
All right, so let's say there's a broker out there, they're doing amazingly well, but they didn't sell 800 houses last year.
Mm-hmm.
They sold, let's say, 100, and they wanted to multiply their volume by a factor of 8. What should they do, besides getting a mathematical degree? Because obviously that didn't hurt you.
I would say the number one thing to start with is working on, our Zillow leads. I have a contact named Cody, and I can give you his information. But the Zillow leads that we get are phenomenal, and really work on figuring out how you can get more internet leads. The second thing is, if you want to do radio ads have worked for me. You can get radio ads as cheap as $5 a spot. I mean, some of them obviously are going to be more, but if you want to just start out small, you could put together a small package and get. That's what I did. I just started out really small. I spend thousands of dollars on the radio now, but when I first started, I just put a couple $100 in and did these radio ads, and every bit of money.
And you really got response from radio.
Back and put it in.
So you really got response from radio.
Yes.
That's
and the other
astounding.
one is to figure out how you can increase your listings, because our number one lead is our sign call. So anything that you can do to increase your listings, and I always go after any kind of marketing that I do. I don't put really anything towards buyers. All of my ads are either for short sale listings or regular listings. All my marketing targets towards sellers, because I know that if I get the listings will generate the buyers.
Right.
So every bit of my marketing heads towards the listings.
All right. Well, this was a great interview, Chantel. I really do appreciate you taking the time and coming on the show today. And we'll definitely stay in touch, and hopefully you'll come on in the future. Come back and join us again.
That would be my pleasure. I'd love to. Thank you so much.
This is the Jim Lowenstern Talk Show. You're at 1510 a.m., revolutionboston.com, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck.
When you are looking to buy or sell real estate and you are looking for the right realtor to do business with, NewEnglandProsperity.org is a nationwide network of carefully selected brokers who are willing to give both you and your favorite charity a large portion of their commission. These brokers are only too happy to donate to a charity and to credit you back money to help with things such as your mortgage closing costs, title insurance, moving expenses, and more. When you're starting to look for a realtor first, go to NewEnglandProsperity.org and sign up. You'll be referred to a broker who will have your interests first and who will also credit you and donate to charity. Look them up at NewEnglandProsperity.org, and when you sign up on their website, you can expect a top broker to return to you with the call to begin discussing the next steps in your selling or buying process. NewEnglandProsperity.org brokers make it easy to buy and sell real estate, and they make it easy for you to pay for your closing costs because they pitch in with a piece of their commission and they make charitable contributions. For all of the information, just go to NewEnglandProsperity.org. We are changing the way America buys and sells real estate.
Castles Magazine, an in-print and online magazine and database of exceptional properties, is available to you 24/7 at castlesmag.com. Considered by Google to be the online authority of luxury real estate, castlesmag.com is the best way to search for properties anywhere when you are looking for your dream home, and the best realtors to help you with your search. Castles Magazine and castlesmag.com, one in print and one online, and always at your service. Not just opening doors, opening the doors that you dream of.
Are you dealing with water damage in your home caused by this winter's snow and ice? Are you in need of a proper roof replacement? Then you need Capstone General Contracting. Specializing in water and fire restoration, snow and ice dam removal, additions and remodeling, and electrical contracting. They promise valuable contracting services that exceed expectations. GC Capstone is here to help. Call 508-799-4463 or visit gccapstone.com.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363.
Is it Dave?
We're getting all new music. This is great. This is Jim Lowenstern. You're back. We have back in the studio with us, we have Dave Stead, and then we have Susan Pericini. Did I get that right, Susan?
That is correct.
Finally got it right. Great. Susan, let's talk to you first. So you work in real estate in on-site sales, correct?
I do.
So please explain to our listeners the difference between an on-site sales broker and a typical broker, and then maybe first talk about what an on-site sale is to begin with.
Well, they're very different. A conventional real estate broker would list and sell usually within a certain territory, but pretty much could go anywhere in the state that they're licensed to sell in. On-site sales is a little bit different. You're a dedicated on-site salesperson for a particular project, either a new construction or a condo conversion, and you're usually not allowed to list and sell outside of that project. So the good thing about that is for the developer, they have somebody representing them on site that is dedicated to that project. There's not a question a prospective buyer could ask that that person couldn't answer about the building, the amenities, anything like that. And all objections are, met before they let that buyer go. So in other words, at the first objection, they're not saying to the buyer, well, you don't like this condo, but there's one across the street I can show you as well.
Right, and run out the door.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the current company you're with. What's the name of it?
Group Boston Real Estate.
And so how do you work as an on-site sales broker within a larger organization, and why wouldn't you just be independent all the time if you're doing on-site sales?
Well, my license is held under Group Boston Real Estate, but my only source of business is Longwood Towers, the current project that I'm marketing and working at. So it's very similar to...
And that's in Brookline,
That's
correct?
in Brookline. Mm-hmm. And the developer would be my seller, and the listings at that tower are my listings. So similar to Chantel has 200 listings with 200 different owners, I have 87 listings with one owner. Very similar.
Not similar, because if one owner for you gets ticked off, you lose 87 listings.
But they would never get ticked off because I am that good.
Okay, well, then that's the next question. What's your work ethic like? Why are you that good? What days, hours do you work? And, sort of like, what is the life of an on-site sales broker like?
The life of an on-site sales broker is actually pretty wonderful. You get to, usually you're at the beginning of the project when you're brought in, so you get to be there from the ground up, and you meet a lot of the buyers, and as they move in and the project fills up, it's kind of like you're creating this little community, and it's great because you're kind of hand selecting who's going to live there, and everybody visits you and knows you. And I've sold projects where I've been there, a single person buys a condo, and then he's in the sales center telling you about his new girlfriend, and then they're engaged, and then you're at the wedding, and next thing you know, you're at the baby shower, and you really get to kind of see this community through rather than a hit and run and sell a house and leave. And
so most of these on-site offices, they stay even after everything is sold because there's so many units there? You do
Exactly.
the resales, you just stay open?
Yes. Sometimes you do that. You stay open to handle the resales. With condo conversion projects, those are occupied units that you're showing, so it's a longer time period to sell out. So you're there a couple of years, where if you were just given an empty tower full of, empty inventory, you could sell out, you'd be gone faster. But with a conversion project, that's usually an apartment building that's been converted to condominiums, so you need to allow the tenants time to leave, and then it's sold.
The on-site offices, are they open evenings and weekends?
Historically, all of the offices that I've worked at are usually open 7 days a week. And it's not just myself. You'll have somebody with you to cycle in. And usually at least 2 nights a week you're open for people that aren't able to get there during the day or on the weekends.
So it'd be you, somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's say you're away and they get sick or their car breaks down. The office just doesn't open, right?
Never had that happen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been doing this?
18 years.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's why you never lost that listing.
That's right.
So speaking of listings, someone comes in and they're going to buy that $800,000 condo and they've got a $2 million house.
Yes.
You have to turn down that listing? Or...
I do, and it hurts. It hurts a lot.
I bet it does.
The nice thing about it is that you usually form an alliance with somebody in your marketplace that you can refer the listings to. So, number one, you're getting a small referral fee. Number two, you're giving or pretty much handing the listing off to somebody that you know is going to do a great job. You've already worked with them previously. They're not going to get ticked when you call them and say, what's the status of that? Because you need to know when they're closing so you know when you can close.
But you can refer it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can get a referral fee, and then that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they come in. You have to sign the mandatory agency disclosure with them, just like any other broker. And you are letting them know that you are working for the seller.
Mm-hmm.
And do they just say, well, that's okay, we don't care? Or do they get their own broker, or do they come with their own broker?
Either or. Some people come, the traffic is usually generated from either the ads in the paper, the ads online, things like that. The office hours are noted so people can just show up. A lot of times I get calls from real estate agents that want to make appointments to bring their clients. And that's another great thing about on-site sales and marketing. Everybody eats from the same plate. So if myself and my sales associate are both, on one day, whoever comes in will take turns taking them on a tour. If I'm out one day and she takes them, it's not her client, it's ours. So it's great because, everybody gets the same level of customer service, whether they're working with me, they're working with a sales associate. It's great.
Is it salary or is it commission?
It's both. It's a salary plus commission.
So it's base plus commission.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you do have those sales where you're essentially a facilitator. You're getting both sides.
No, actually, that's one other difference between conventional brokerage and on-site. We get the same, regardless if the buyer comes with a broker or without.
Okay. All right. So what do you see as the future of your business? On-site sales, working with large investors. In fact, do you ever put those deals together for the whole I'd say development project that you're going to sell?
I don't. I have not done that. A few years ago, when things started going, when the bubble burst or whatnot, developers stopped being so likely to hire on-site sales and marketing people. And they did start giving these type of projects to conventional brokerages, franchises. I think that's going to end. It's going to end soon because they're starting to see, like we were talking about earlier, that they're just cycling brokers in. They don't know the project. They're letting buyers go. They're taking them to other projects. They're losing business because of it. So I think they'll go back to every project that you see, every sales and marketing project will have a dedicated on-site presence.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with Dave Stead and Susan Pirazzini. And this is Jim Lowenstern. This is my radio talk show at 1510 a.m. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363-4617.
Castles Magazine, an in-print and online magazine and database of exceptional properties, is available to you 24/7 at castlesmag.com. Considered by Google to be the online authority of luxury real estate, castlesmag.com is the best way to search for properties anywhere in the world when you are looking for your dream home, and the best realtors to help you with your search. Castles Magazine and castlesmag.com, one in print and one online, and always at your service. Not just opening doors, opening the doors that you dream of.
When you are looking to buy or sell real estate and you are looking for the right realtor to do business with, NewEnglandProsperity.org is a nationwide network of carefully selected brokers who are willing to give both you and your favorite charity a large portion of their commission. These brokers are only too happy to donate to a charity and to credit you back money to help with things such as your mortgage closing costs, title insurance, moving expenses, and more. When you're starting to look for a realtor first, go to NewEnglandProsperity.org and sign up. You'll be referred to a broker who will have your interests first and who will also credit you and donate to charity. Look them up at NewEnglandProsperity.org. And when you sign up on their website, you can expect a top broker to return to you with a call to begin discussing the next steps in your selling or buying process. NewEnglandProsperity.org brokers make it easy to buy and sell real estate, and they make it easy for you to pay for your closing costs because they pitch in with a piece of their commission and they make charitable contributions. For all of the information, just go to NewEnglandProsperity.org. We are changing the way America buys and sells real estate.
Say you want a revolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution, well, you know.
Welcome back. It's Jim Lowenstern. We're rocking out here today. We have Dave Stead from the Massachusetts Association of Realtors with us in this segment. So, Dave, I know I had you list your titles previously. Why don't we go over it one more time?
Sure. I'm the Vice President of the Professional Development Focus Area, Chair of the Professional Development Committee. I also am a member of the Forms Content Committee and the Professional Standards Committee for the Mass Association.
Wow. Okay. And these are all volunteer positions, too.
Yes, exactly. I also do a lot for the... I'm from the Worcester area. I do a lot of work with the Worcester Regional Association of Realtors as well.
Okay. So can you tell my listeners what MAR is, what it does, how many members it has? You know, just in general, what is the Massachusetts Association of Realtors for the consumer? Why should they care, I guess, is...
Why should they care? Our state association has almost 20,000, around 20,000 members spread all over the state. I believe there's 18 separate small boards of realtors involved. The state association organizes basically all those boards from a legislative standpoint, gives us a very strong voice in Boston. We have a national association which does a lot of things on the federal level. Things like current things that we talked a little bit about on the phone. There are a few political things lately that have come up. Also provides a lot of educational opportunities, keeps our members better informed than non-members about current issues, and kind of improves the industry and protects the consumer as we go along.
Okay, so the consumer protection is important for sure. Now, I've been a realtor for 3 decades. I say that as opposed to 30 years because 30 years sounds way too long.
They had real estate back then, huh?
Yeah, they actually did have real estate back then, although we didn't have computers back then. There was something called the telephone, and we had MLS books that looked like telephone books. I know there's also brokers in the industry. They're just licensed real estate brokers. So it's even a question that comes up from my associates when they get that bill for the annual dues, and they say, why am I paying this? And I always have a good answer for them. The ones that don't believe me leave, and that's okay. And that's an annual ritual. But why should they care that they're a realtor? What's the real difference?
Nobody has to be a realtor, but most of us, I think most of the people actively selling, most of the full-time people in our area are realtors, and most of the people doing the majority of the business are. Our members are more educated, more up on current events and current legislation and things than non-members are, just because we have access to all the information. And who do the legislators and news media come to when they want comments on any of the current developments in the real estate industry? We have higher ethical standards than are required by license law. We have mechanisms in place to resolve disputes.
Well, we'll talk
between
about
members.
that for a moment. Higher
Sure.
standards. Explain that for a moment.
We have a code of ethics that when you become a realtor, you stand up and affirm that you'll adhere to things that both protect the consumer, kind of duties to consumers, duties to fellow agents. There's a lot of things in there. For example, I couldn't, if you listed a property, I couldn't contact one of your homeowners directly. I would have to go through you. Whereas in my area, I recently had an experience with a non-realtor who would, instead of calling me with questions, he'd go knock on the door and give people contrary advice to the advice I had given them. And as a non-realtor, I really have no recourse against him.
Is that an MLS violation? I mean, I'm maybe after 30 years, I still don't know. I would think that no licensed real estate broker is allowed to knock on the door of another broker's exclusive.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the MLS aspect of that. See, I don't know if the people out there who aren't real estate agents know, but many years ago, the MLS board was run by the Board of Realtors, and now they're two separate entities. So the rules that we have to adhere to as realtors are in addition to the rules that come out from MLS. And I'm not sure that that's an MLS rule at this point.
I think the rule is that if I'm trying to contact you with questions regarding your listing and you are not answering me back, after 48 hours with no contact, after multiple attempts to reach you, I can contact the sellers directly.
Right,
Yeah,
but this
one wasn't. This was actually, it was funny. It was I never do rentals, but it was a rental situation, and we had said declined this application. The people had credit that was the worst I've ever seen, and the agent went to the homeowner's house and knocked on their door.
Oh, it's a little extenuating circumstance.
Yeah, it's just a little crazy.
But that brings me to my next thought. So over the last 10 years, with the rise of the Internet and the fall of what I would call proprietary MLSs, where they were sort of owned by the boards, I've seen an industry change where in the beginning, brokers could just advertise their own listings, and then brokers could advertise anything they list, and then they could also advertise as sold anything they sold, to the point where now brokers can actually take my listing, make web pages, and market them through a million different channels. And these pages with my listing, my address, my photo, literally photos that I took, my information, that page has no mention of me at all. Now, the first time I saw this, I called MLS PIN, our local MLS, and I was furious because when I called the broker, she said, well, we spoke to our attorneys and we're not doing anything wrong, and basically hung up on me. According to MLS, all they have is a tiny little link that says click here for more details, and then my company and me, I'm listed like bedrooms, baths, and fireplaces. You get 3 bedrooms, you get 2 full baths, you get a fireplace, you get a Jim Lowenstern, you get a Castles Unlimited. I mean, really, what's happened to our industry? Is it the Wild West all of a sudden? What are your thoughts on it?
I know
Dave?
there's a kind of a controversial subject right now, and it's confusing to the consumers who is the actual listing agent of properties. Yet these IDX rules that are in place, your name's supposed to be on there someplace. Supposed to say that
on that page,
this listing is courtesy of Jim Lowenstern.
It doesn't say it though.
Yeah, that would be.
I thought that was a violation.
I would think it'd have to be there.
As long as they have a link that says click here for more details, obviously they sidestep that altogether.
Yeah.
So this is new to you.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen them with a very small
small,
wording about who the listing agent is.
Yeah, small I can deal with. Not at all.
But it's it's almost it is deceptive on the part of that company to publish that as their own listing.
Yeah. Well, they didn't make a friend. Let's put it that way. In this business, there's a lot about making friends.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, so let's figure out a way that MAR can make me more of a friend, because my dues went up to almost $700 this year, and it went up quite a bit. I know you personally can't do anything about that, Dave, but why did it go up so much?
The dues this year, your local board may have increased the local portion of your dues. On a national level, they went up about $40 this year as a result of the, I believe it was the People's United versus the Federal Election Commission lawsuit that was settled a few years ago. It allowed, basically it was a challenge to the McCain-Feingold election laws that corporations and political action groups couldn't advertise within a certain amount of time of elections that they've said is a violation of free speech, and these large corporations and things are going to have a much stronger voice than they had in the past, so they increased our dues assessment by $40 in order to combat that.
All right. So we'll forget about that. It had to do with government, and as soon as you mentioned lawyers, I was out.
Well, can you at least get it changed so that the invoice is sent out maybe in the spring or summer instead of Christmas time?
Yes, that would be nice
helpful,
if it would.
right?
But there's an awful lot of other things that you get from the Board of Realtors. There's
those cute little pins.
Cute little pins are great. Online continuing education programs we're working on that would allow you to do some of your continuing education courses online.
MLS discounts.
MLS discounts, more than 20 advanced designations for people who want to specialize in certain areas.
Now, I have so many designations, I don't put them on anymore because everyone would just look at them and get bewildered.
I was in a meeting this morning with a woman. She had a whole line after her name went all the way across the page with all her designations. It's amazing. Better Informed, you get our monthly magazine that comes out, which has some cutting-edge articles about various things that are coming up in our industry. Hundreds of online educational videos, webinars, podcasts. We have monthly podcasts.
You have the banner ad for the Jim Lowenstern radio show on the website.
Excellent. And let's see, more than 75% of our members work in the business full-time. I did my own little thing in Worcester County in March of 2012. Of 1,100 transaction sides, about 1,000 of them involved realtors. So many more than non-realtors. We have a free legal hotline staffed by some of the top attorneys in the state that you can call with your legal questions. Did you know that?
I did know that, and I think that's a great benefit.
Yeah, Mike McDonough and Tony DiGregorio are staffing the office, and they can handle any of those things. We have a tech support hotline. Did you know that? If you have a computer issue, you can call for free and
Is
get
it Matt?
Free tech support. I don't know. It's run by the same company that does our Forms Simplicity. Has that tech hotline for us. RPR, have you played with the RPR site at all?
No, what is that?
Realtor Property Resource. It's a nationwide database of basically every home in the United States, and you can pull that up and look at any house, sales history, market values, all the market trends.
Is this just for members? Or
just for Realtor members.
Okay. And what's the website address for all the brokers?
Realtor Property Resource. You can access it through MLS PIN in the tools section, but there's also a direct address, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. I apologize. I can get that to you.
Is there a link from the MAR site?
There should be, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're running out of time. I'm just going to make a mention because it'll be on the website, and if I didn't make a mention, it would be silly. The property of the week, my new listing on West Newton Hill for $838. It's at 51 Highland Street. It's a turn-of-the-century Victorian with a new kitchen. It has 4 multi-room bedroom suites, a 2-car garage. It's walking distance to the commuter rail and the express bus. I've got a new sponsor on the show, Capstone Contractors, gccapstone.com. And let's finish off. So, Dave, you sold 60 houses last year?
I think I had 57 transactions last year. And I'm just a single guy. I work on my own and
part-time or full-time?
Oh, no, very full-time.
And you still have time to do all the MAR stuff?
I do. I make time to do all that stuff.
That's great. Ever consider owning your own and running your own office?
I have thought about it, yes. At this point, though, I'm kind of work on my own and keep things very simple and just keep plugging.
That's good. Susan, did you have any other questions? Anybody have a question for me?
Gosh, how do you concentrate with the beautiful view out this window, watching the planes take off over the harbor?
I turn my back to
yeah.
it. That's
Why wouldn't you play the 80s disco for me, Jim?
80s disco is next week.
Okay, good.
You'd have to come back.
Okay.
Excellent. The market in your area, Jim, doesn't seem to have suffered in the downturn as much as other parts of the state. I mean, I'm just as an outsider looking in from the Central Mass area. Is that true?
Newton is always extremely stable.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing it now since mid-'80s, and we've had more than one downturn. It never seems to affect it, really. Newton is a great town.
Beautiful town.
So I want to thank my guests again. It was a great show, as usual. And this is Jim Lowenstern, hoping that you find all of your dreams this week at home. This is 1510 AM, revolutionboston.com, jimlowenstern.com. Bye for now.